Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sports Factory podcast. Got a couple guests here, and John, he is on the way. Today, this is a football-centric conversation because the NFL draft is coming up. And out of all the players or all the people here, I am the one with the most to lose and gain from this NFL draft because Maurice may not keep his pick, and they need to trade for Aaron Rodgers. Zach doesn't pick until, another Brock Purdy comes up, like he has no first, second round pick. So he got to wait a long time, day 3 to get his pick. And John does not care for the draft. But Jesse does, because this draft may make or break me as a fan of this football team. But before I get into this draft, there is a question. The NBA is currently happening right now. The NBA playoffs is currently happening. And I'm about to merge these two sports real quick. And this is a question I was thinking about. Now, y'all know the NBA Hall of Fame, right? And the NFL Hall of Fame. There are a couple players currently playing or who have played who are surefire NBA Hall of Famers. But you know the NFL Hall of Fame is much more strict. It's a significantly more strict type of thing. Terrell Owens didn't get in the Hall of Fame until like 3 or 4 years later. Andre Johnson still not a Hall of Famer. A lot of really great players take a long time, 10 years to be a Hall of Famer. I'm going to name you a couple of NBA players that are surefire Hall of Famers. You tell me if the NBA had the same guidelines and strictness as the NFL Hall of Fame has, would they be Hall of Famers? Do y'all get it?
Yeah.
Okay. We going to start with my man, Mr. Triple-Double Turnover, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's a surefire Hall of Famer in the NBA. Would he be a Hall of Famer if it had NFL level guidelines?
I think so. I still think so. Yeah.
You still think so?
Yeah.
What do you think a triple-double is similar to in the NBA? I mean, in the NFL. Like, what would that be?
NFL?
What is a triple-double in the NFL?
By position? I don't know. It would be like a wide receiver, probably. Wide receiver throwing for a touchdown, catching a touchdown, rushing a touchdown, something like that.
Is it like a Debo Samuel thing? It's like some Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey type of thing.
Or running back. Could be a running back too. Like, I wasn't saying Roger Craig, but that's more like a double-double. More or less. But like, he has like, so maybe like Zach. No, I would say Jalen Hurts don't catch. He don't catch nobody.
Do this. Like a wide receiver getting the triple crown. The triple crown, like lead the league in receiving yards, catches, and touchdowns.
Well, if that was the case, then yes, that's clearly, yeah.
But what if he stat pads and he leads the league of fumbles consistently?
Oh, okay. He leads the league of fumbles.
What is that? Is he still? And you could tell that, like, give me the ball. I need 2 more catches. Give me the ball. Like, is that the same?
I still think he's Hall of Fame. He'll probably still make the Hall of Fame. I still think so.
Zach, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you would too. Because, I mean, if you lead the league in all 3 of those, I mean, that already boosts your shot as it is.
All right, well.
Even fumble. I mean, fumbles is...
All right, so okay, so you say I say I'm gonna say yes too. I'm not gonna be a hater. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say effort. I'm gonna say yes. But I'm not. Is he first ballot though? Is he a first ballot Hall of Fame?
Oh, first ballot. I mean, he just did this one. He just did this one season or consistently.
No, but it's like Russell Westbrook level, like triple crown. But you could tell he's fighting to get the triple crown every year. He's not trying to win.
I actually think they will give us a first ballot actually.
Because of triple crown? Because how hard a triple crown is? Because how hard a triple double is, right?
No, it says different. That's what I'm saying. Triple double is not as hard as getting a triple crown. Triple crown is that's hard as shit. I think.
I mean, getting 46 triple doubles is pretty extremely difficult as well.
I mean, yes,
it's NBA record.
46. You said,
and getting like 46 out of 82 games. I mean, the level of triple doubles is pretty. And averaging a triple double is even more. Because I would say averaging a triple double. Because only 2 people have ever done this. Averaging a triple-double would be just as hard as that because, especially for a point guard.
I think football still probably be harder. Because in a point guard, if you're a point guard, right?
The rebounds is hard.
Yeah, do the same shit Steven Adams would do. Just move everybody out the way and let Russell Westbrook get the ball. But it's different but for a wide receiver, like, I mean, you could double team that nigga and then what you're gonna do then? You double team that wide receiver and he's still doing that shit. Then what? I mean, I think that's
force feed that man the ball. That's what they would do. Force feed him the ball.
But even in double coverage is still pretty challenging. But yeah, all right, you can go to the next one now.
All right, Damian Lillard.
Dame.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. You know, I'm gonna say no
in the NFL.
He's not Hall of Famer in the NFL because he has not done anything. He's done great. No, Dame, you're great, but he has no accolades literally at all. Like he has done literally. They have a graphic where it shows Dame rookie year and Dame like now, and it's like only thing he's had is a beard. One rookie of the year and one beard grown. That's all he's done. No MVPs, no Finals MVPs, no scoring titles, none of that.
He a Hall of Famer in Trailblazer land. For Definitely. Them, he a Hall of Famer. I would say no, probably, yeah.
And Zach, you say no as well?
Yeah, I say no. I think his comp would be like Des Bryant. Like, really great player when he played, just never won anything.
Yeah, Des Bryant. Okay, wait. Dame time. But he clutched. Like, he be in there. He be catching them game-winning touchdowns and last-second touchdowns, but he don't do nothing. You don't get no. He get no. Well, he did get first team all pro. Well, he get first team all NBA, so he get one first team all pro. He got that at least. We'll give him that. DeMar DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan. Fuck, bro. I'll still probably. It's still probably the same. Still probably the same. Yeah, he probably gonna get in. Yeah, same as Dollar. Like same as Dame. Like. He in Toronto, he'll go in the Toronto Hall of Fame type shit, but
like the Ring of Honor for his whatever team he plays for in the NFL.
Most definitely.
Okay.
I don't know who his count will be though.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler, I think so. Yeah, I think he'll be a Hall of Famer.
I don't think so.
I think he could be. I think he better. I think he probably has a better. He hasn't won no shit, but I think he has a probably better, slightly better than Toronto. I mean,
DeMar. Yeah.
DeMar.
You say you won't, Zach?
He wouldn't be a first ballot, but I think he has a slight shot.
He hasn't done nothing.
30, 40 years maybe.
Yeah, 30 years for that. I don't know. They like
in the NFL.
Yeah, like Jimmy literally has like he went to the so it's like say he go to a Super Bowl one time, but he goes to a Super Bowl during the COVID year. He goes to a Super Bowl during that year. You know what I'm saying? Gosh. But like after that, he's a great player. He's a really good player, but NFL Hall of Fame too hard. Dwight Howard.
Yes.
Oh, that Orlando hot.
Yeah,
so it's like an NFL player starting off strong to the mug the first 8 years, and he keep getting all these injuries fall off like crazy.
Oh, that's like Todd Gurley.
But a little longer. I think if Todd played a little longer, but Todd Gurley was amazing.
Well,
what'd you say, Zach?
Yeah, Todd Gurley, but he plays like 6 more years.
Yeah. Dang, yeah, Todd Gurley had like 20 touchdowns one year. Good job, Dwight. We don't disrespect you, man. A lot of people do, but we don't disrespect you. Have fun in Taiwan, man. You're doing your thing. Paul George.
No. Probably not.
Nah, you don't get it? He went to the no, yeah, playoff P really hurt his thing, though, yeah. Playoff P really hurt him.
Player, but nah.
Okay, no Paul George. Oh, this one's gonna be fun. You ready for this one? Kyrie Irving.
No. Oh, well, he got a championship.
He do got a championship. He had the game winner. It's like guy getting the game winning touchdown or something. He got the game winning touchdown, one of the greatest game winning touchdowns of all time as well. In the best Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
He made the Hall of Fame, man.
And he's the most skilled receiver of all time. Or not of all time, but top 3 most skilled receiver of all time by type beat. One of the best route runners. That's why I'm comparing ball handling.
Oh, that's okay. Best route runners.
He just be having problems not off the field, but he be just doing a lot of stuff, so he can't play as much as he should be playing. And then he's trying to be a leader, but he doesn't look like he can be good at that. But he's extremely talented and had one of the greatest game-winning touchdowns of all time.
So Terrell Owens.
No, I wouldn't go that high. Well, maybe I wouldn't. Terrell was always on the field. He was turbulent, but he was on the field. Kyrie don't be on the court. He be missing half the year.
Who could that compare to?
I don't know.
OBJ?
Maybe.
Like when he was with the Giants. Well, he started injured now. Like when he did that shit with Josh Norman.
I love that too. That's an all-time great game. I love that game. I rewatch that every once in a while.
I'm gonna say, he don't got a championship, but OBJ don't got no championship.
You do. He played for the Rams, but that was a late championship.
Oh, he do got a So it's
that's a late
championship.
That's not early. That's not like him being the peak type of guy. But you can kind of make a comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, if that's the case, I'll still probably say no. He probably not gonna be Hall of Fame.
Dang, for real now?
I don't know.
Zach,
he got a good run though.
What you think? Do you think Kyrie's a Hall of Famer if it was NFL?
It's close.
Think so?
Oh, if it was an NFL, I really don't think so. But basketball's close.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think he'll be an NBA Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure he'll be an NBA Hall of Famer because of the fact his handles. But the NFL type of guidelines, I don't know. Carmelo Anthony.
No.
I say yes. Why you say no? That man got a resume. He played long enough for it.
And for the NFL,
if it was NFL level guidelines, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it.
It's like, let me see. What's comparable to 3 Olympic medals? What's that comparable to in the NFL?
I don't know. Pro Bowls? I don't know. Like, what? I don't know. Fuck if I know.
Oh, that can't you think? What that be compared to? I don't know. It's like, okay, so
he'll make it for the basketball, but I don't know if he'll
make for sure, yeah.
For football.
Zach, what you think?
Yeah, I think he would. Yeah.
You think so?
Again, it'd be like one of those that takes a while, but NFL, I think he'd go. Just because of how unstoppable he was on offense. Didn't do shit on defense.
Like
offensively, like.
Yeah, so I can see like he won't be first ballot.
Maybe like Megatron, maybe. In his prime.
I mean, are you comparing him to Megatron?
I'm saying like never won anything. Well, the difference is Megatron didn't play as long. Carmelo actually.
And Calvin is like generational at his. I don't think Carmelo is a generational small forward, but I know Calvin Johnson is literally like the best looking in terms of like the perfect receiver you would want in terms of measurables and talent.
Yep,
so I don't know if
long enough and we played for freaking Detroit.
But yeah, Calvin, he in the Hall of Fame though. I think Calvin the first ballot Hall of Fame actually. I think he won got first ballot. So, all right, what about these Warriors boys? What about Klay Thompson? 4 Super Bowls looking so 4 championships. What you thinking?
Yeah. For NFL.
He's not the number one person. He's second person.
Who would be the comp? Second person.
Game 6 Klay is like was that third quarter? Like in the third quarter, the NFL games to go off.
It's like Julian Edelman. It's Klay like I would say like Julian because I think it always go off second half.
But like is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer though?
Yeah, I think so. He's not first ballot way. I think so. I think he get the edge. I think he get the edge. Like
that's a Tom Brady. That's a Tom Brady centered Hall of Famer for sure. That's a Tom Brady centered Hall of Famer 1,000%. Yeah. That is not just a person who's a Hall of Famer. That is really. Thank you for helping me out. Thank you for helping me get there. He won't be first ballot. It's probably like 5th or 6th try. If Andre Johnson ain't first ballot, then Julian Edelman ain't gonna freaking be first ballot at all. Most definitely. It'll be many years, but he make it in. Well, let me see. I can't say John Wall. That's stupid. What about Draymond Green? Draymond Green Hall of Famer and then NFL type of guideline.
Who would Draymond Green be, dog?
Just based off the championship alone, maybe. But
I mean, just based on anything.
Huh?
So wait, Zach, you said what'd you say? What'd you say? Say it again.
I said based on his like championships, like if we were to turn those into Super Bowls, 4 Super Bowls would be a decent amount to get in the Hall. But as far as for what he does for his team, like he'd be like an O lineman. Like he doesn't get a lot of recognition, but he does a pretty good amount for his team, and he has like a role that he does well, but he doesn't get a lot of recognition. So, I maybe O lineman, maybe like a mid tight end.
You tried playing tight end. He was terrible though. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I would say, I'd say he's Hall of Famer. Yeah. I think it's not like he's not getting receiving. Yeah, like he says, like O lineman, he's not like getting receiving yards. He's not doing anything really sexy, but he's very pivotal to the team's existence. Like he's like
trenches.
So we say he's like a left tackle, like he because he does help Steph Curry get open a lot. So would you say he's like a left tackle? He protects Steph Curry blindside, but he like be picking fights with the defensive linemen and stuff. He be stomping on them and stuff.
He's ready for the trenches. What the fuck?
Zach, we missed you on that podcast too. I definitely missed you because that was the perfect time to talk about your team. But we'll say that for another day. That was the perfect time to talk about you. So wait, Maurice, you say he's a Hall of Famer as well?
Yeah. For NFL standards, yes.
But then others like Chris Paul, James Harden, obviously, everybody would, those players, you would say that translates easily. Like that's NBA and NFL Hall of Famers, right? Who would LeBron be in the NFL anyways? Who's LeBron's comp?
Comp?
Is that Tom Brady? Or is that like Michael Jordan is Tom Brady and Joe Montana is like who is that? What is that comparison?
No, Aaron Rodgers didn't win
Patrick
enough.
Mahomes is LeBron.
Yeah, probably Pat.
Pat Mahomes is
Tom
LeBron?
Brady is Michael Jordan.
Interesting. Okay. Who's Joe Montana then? You San Francisco fan. Who's Joe Montana? Is it Steph Curry?
Let's do.
It might be Steph Curry. Like someone
Larry
who's
Bird.
like, you say Larry Bird?
Yeah, I assume we had to go back further before Tom or before Jordan.
I mean, if you did like that, then yeah, you just say Larry Bird maybe. Well, I don't know. You said what? You said Dirk Nowitzki?
Dirk?
Dirk didn't win enough to be compared to that.
Nah, but he got a ring. His ring, he got a sexy ring. He got the sexiest ring of them all.
Yeah,
Kareem, maybe?
A nice ring.
You say Kareem is Joe?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kareem played 20 years and Joe got injured like crazy at the end. It was opened up for Steve, which is great because Zach, one thing I'll tell you is that, you know, a lot of people in their life wish to have the quarterback luck that you've had from like the 80s to 90s. That is such great quarterback plot. And I'm waiting for mine to happen. But to get Joe Montana in the third round and then to pick Steve Young up because Tampa Bay don't got no plot and don't know how to use him. And then y'all are using both of them at the same time. Imagine like two Hall of Fame quarterbacks splitting and being played around at the same time, which is ridiculous. And then when Joe gets old and injured, you bring in Steve. He wins an MVP. And then everyone's like, no, I still want Joe, though. I still want Joe, even though Steve just won an MVP. And then Steve has adversity plot because he's trying to be as good as Joe, even though Joe is the greatest. So when Joe's old and Steve becomes good, he goes out, wins 2 MVPs, wins a championship, and has the highest passer rating in NFL history. And that is what y'all were complaining about having for a little while. And then you get to have that. That is great. Imagine having a dynasty plot and then adversity plot, and you win. That is truly amazing. I commend that. San Francisco has not had that ever since, but you do have controversy though. You don't have a pick. You don't have a pick till pick 90 because of a guy named Trey Lance. He's looked awful, but that's fine. Brock Purdy came in. He looked amazing. Who do you think, or who do you want to win that? Do you want Brock Purdy to start? You know his elbow is out, so maybe he won't start for a little bit. But do you want Brock Purdy to be your franchise guy, or do you want Trey Lance to be your franchise guy?
You know, and surprisingly, Trey Lance was drafted first, and he's actually still younger than Purdy. I mean, it's not by a lot, but I thought that was interesting when I saw it. But personally, I like Trey Lance's tangibles, like you know, his height, his weight. Like he has a good prototypical size for a QB. He's not. The thing is like they try to think of him as like he's kind of like Lamar Jackson, or they kind of make him sound like he's like Justin Fields with the speed. Like he's not a fast. Get. He's not this damn dog, bro. He's not fast sideline to sideline. He's one of those quarterbacks that can run up the middle. The only problem is that's where all those 260-pound linebackers, and that's how he got injured. But so I like Brock Purdy. I like what he came in and did. I'm cool with either of them starting as long as they get us wins. But my quarterback I still have trust in is Trey Lance.
Yeah, hey, it's beautiful, man.
I wasn't expecting that answer actually.
Yeah, I was expecting Brock Purdy. Let's get 30.
I've loved Trey Lance since we drafted him, but it's just, man, he hasn't had any ability. And, I mean, yeah, he looked terrible in that monsoon game against the Bears. He looked okay against the Texans. He had an ugly pick, but...
It's the Texans.
It was also like the 28th defense, so...
Yeah, we're terrible.
One more thing, but he also has not ever played with Christian McCaffrey or George Kittle. Also, he hasn't played one single game with either of those two. So I'm kind of interested to see how he would look with them, as well as Debo and Brandon Ayuk. So
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think you'll get that chance though. I don't think you probably not. You probably not gonna get that chance. They'll probably trade him. Because, I mean, I see you just go with the hot hand.
Fielding requests, but one of the reports I read was that they're listening, but they're not really answering to them. So, you know, every team will listen to what someone has as a trade option, but it doesn't mean they have to consider it or anything. So I guess that's always But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how the summer goes, I guess.
Hey man, I tell you, Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy went to the Super Bowl, yeah, we wouldn't. It wouldn't be any question. It would be definitely trading Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? Trey Lance not to us because I don't need that. But I do wanna say something about me. I'm gonna talk about me real quick. And John's gonna come in. I think he has different opinions as well. So, the Houston Texans have the number 2 pick in the draft, and there's a lot of reports Bryce Young is going number 1. So, C.J. Stroud likely is the second quarterback off the board. And there's another report saying that C.J. Stroud did poorly in some like recognition test that they test quarterbacks to see how, like, I guess, I don't know if it's intelligence, but just test to see if they can maybe read the field or test to see certain measurables that are important for a quarterback. Some people say there was a report saying he did poorly, and then another report saying he didn't do poorly, and the guy said everyone did well. Somebody sent out these reports to bamboozle someone. I don't know if it's the coach trying to send out these reports to bamboozle me, and we be the stupid team to fall for that. I'm going to tell you something for real, Texans. I'm going to look at you. Look right at that camera, buddy. With that number 2 pick draft, if you do not draft a quarterback with that pick, it'll be a mutiny in this bitch. Do you understand me? There is no way that you do not draft a quarterback. Will Anderson is a fine player. He is not Lawrence Taylor. If that second pick is not a super generational defensive player, you are not going to make me watch another year of Davis Mills. I promise I will cut my eyes out of my body. I don't care what nobody say to me about no Davis Mills. They got people on the internet saying Davis Mills didn't have this and Davis Mills didn't have that. And if he gets another chance, he may succeed. Shut up. Davis Mills, the 3rd round pick. Davis Mills got benched for Kyle Allen. I watched them stupid games. They had 5 yards at the half. I don't have time for that. Hello, John.
What's up? You missing greatness right now, dog. You interrupting greatness.
Sorry about that.
Nah, I was talking. You might even disagree with this as well. But if the Houston Texans with that number 2 pick draft Will Anderson and not a quarterback, that is going to make me lose my mind. I am going to have to forfeit everything, and I'm gonna have to like jump ship. It's like walk the plank type of thing. I got to get out because I can't. I've watched 2 years of the quarterback that they've had, Davis Mills, and fine. Davis Mills, his first year, decent. Second year, terrible. If Davis Mills was Trey Lance, Zach, if he was a Trey Lance type of investment where I traded all these picks to get him, then okay, we'll do it. Or if it was like last year's NFL draft and Kenny Pickett, the only quarterback that's worth a damn, fine. Let's go Davis Mills again, get best defensive player. No. There is 2 quarterbacks now that are really good prospects. It makes Davis Mills is not going to beat Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud can do that, but I know Davis Mills can't do that. They're not going to beat Josh Allen. They're not going to beat Joe Burrow. They're not beating any of these people. You cannot sell. And John, before you interrupt, because I know you about to give me, no. Before you interrupt me, because I know you about to say something that I'm going to disagree with heavily. Before you interrupt me. Before you interrupt me, look. If an NFL team, the main goal of an NFL team is to sell entertainment and hope. You're supposed to sell that to your fans, right? There is no way, if you were the GM of this team, that you're going to say to yourself, I have 1 more year to prove myself. If I literally don't get it right, they're not firing Demeco, they're firing me. So instead, what I'm going to do with my last year of having a shot is I'm going to put all my chips in to Davis Mills. There ain't no way you think that makes sense. That literally makes no sense. The whole fan base going to call for your head. You are likely you win 6 games or 7 games. I can win 6, 7 games with C.J. Stroud, and that could be some of his progression. I win 6, 7 games with Davis Mills. That seems like, what the hell am I doing with my time? You're probably getting fired. So look, Texans, y'all are known to do stupid things. Y'all kept passing up on quarterbacks for years, and I had to play with Brock freaking Osweiler and Tom Savage and all these terrible quarterbacks. I don't have time for you settling at that position. I don't have time. You did that, and it failed. Don't do it again. If Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud's available, take them. Now, John, come in and say the thing you were going to say that I'm obviously going to disagree with. Go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to throw. You were naming all these good QBs. I was just going to say that. Put them in there too. That's it. But
that's what you're going to say? Dak's a part of
that? Yeah. Because you were saying it's going to be Josh Allen. I'm
talking about AFC. I'm talking about AFC quarterbacks.
Okay. But chances make champions. So they took a chance on JJ Watt, right?
What chance did they take? They drafted him first round pick. That's of course that's a chance.
No. I'm saying like people didn't want them to draft him, right?
Well, yeah, I mean that because people didn't want because everybody boos everybody. Yeah. So okay, what's the point with that? That was an unproven prospect.
Could be another situation.
With who? What person?
With the second overall pick that they choosing.
You think so? Are you saying like, we draft Will Anderson, he gonna be similar to that? That's what you're saying? The defensive player.
Know. What position he play?
Edge.
I don't know. I think is he edge? Yeah.
What position JJ Watt play?
Defensive end. Yeah.
Played. They play the same position?
I think so.
Dang, that's crazy.
They're pass rushers.
JJ Watt's.
Oh, okay.
JJ Watt's more of a 3-4 defensive.
Yeah, 3-4. Yeah, they're a little different. I know they gotta be different. They know what they're
saying. Almost a defensive tackle, and then Anderson's more of a outside linebacker, quick speed rusher. So I
think he's a linebacker.
Micah Parsons or something like that. No, of course I'm not comparing the two.
Yeah.
But look, John, as you said,
as a second overall pick.
No, but look, you say don't. He said, yeah, don't. Yeah, if he's not Michael Parsons, then if I'm not even trying to compare that, I'm not drafting him second overall when I need a quarterback. The quarterback is clearly the more important position significantly in everything that you just said. I need that. That's what I need the most. If the most important thing I need is available to me, and it's the most important position possible, like all the MVPs is quarterbacks. You only get a couple and they can just be running backs. Why not go for that? Why settle for the guy who's the third round pick? Like I said, if he was Trey Lance and he was like, okay, I invested so much into him, fine. Let's see what we can do with Trey Lance another year. I'm not gonna just give up on Trey Lance unless it's like the Trevor Lawrence or Peyton Manning. Go ahead.
I think the reason for that is the QB prospects this year aren't like groundbreaking. They're not Trevor Lawrence. They're not like something. Oh, I gotta have them. They're not Peyton Manning or somebody like that. To me, I mean, the upside for Bryce Young, I just don't think it's that much more than Davis Mills. If he goes to the Texans, no. I'm saying if he goes to the Texans. Now, if he goes to like another team,
okay. Go Carolina. Was Carolina that much better?
No, but I'm saying like if you go to a top-notch team, then maybe I don't think he's gonna come in
not going to a top-notch
just be groundbreaking. That's what I'm saying. So.
That's fine.
Get him in the late half like Russell. Go like Lamar. Get him, at the end of and maybe. But
they won't do that. His first pick.
You saying he's gonna go to the Texans and change the whole organization? He's gonna be another Baker Mayfield.
If you're a great pick, if you're a great player, and we might even get Bryce Young. We probably gonna get C.J. Stroud. But look, number one, Bryce Young is an extremely great quarterback. The only problem is he got nerfed with his height. That's the nerf. It's a nerf, though. It is a nerf, but he got nerfed. But the Carolina Panthers are probably drafting him number one. The Texans really want Bryce Young, but if they don't get him and they get C.J. Stroud, who's another great quarterback prospect, they're going to be like, okay, maybe we don't want C.J. Maybe they're like, should we get C.J.? Maybe not because they want Bryce so bad. Here's the thing. If I'm a team, because obviously most quarterbacks don't just come in and win 10 games. That's not a thing that's common, right? But number two, if you're a really good or great quarterback prospect, you are going to a bad team. You're not going to a great team. You're not going to a late half. You're not Lamar Jackson, or you're not like that. You're going to a bad team. And number three, some fans may have the expectation of just him coming in and just winning 10 games. I realistically know he's going to come in. He needs to learn, needs to grow, needs to progress. We brought that whole San Francisco system here. We brought all these players in here. Offensive line's pretty good. I don't expect Bryce or CJ to come in and win 10, 11 games. Give me 6, 7 wins, but at least I can see someone with more upside than Davis Mills and he can progress through a couple years. And then when he progresses through year 2 progression, year 3 progression, you grow with the guy, and then he could be your guy for 10, 15 years.
Mills? What year is he in?
It's year 3. We're going into year 3. I've seen 2 years of Davis Mills, and we gave him a whole year. We gave Davis Mills. He said, "Okay, Davis, we'll give you a whole entire season to prove yourself." And then he came in, didn't play well, got benched, came back in, played bad again. Look, if he was first round pick, maybe first top 3 pick, Zach, like you said with Trey Lance, with all this investment, I could do that. But if you're a third round pick, I'm not gonna. If I'm the GM, I'm not gonna put my entire investment into a guy who's a third round pick who is obviously late. Has not shown me that he can be the guy for me. I'm not gonna put my investment and say, okay, maybe this is the year he's gonna do something. When I have and like I said, you said these guys are not groundbreaking. You don't get groundbreaking quarterbacks every year. There's no like, okay, next year groundbreak. No, they're good. They're really good quarterback prospects. These are top 2 level quarterback prospects. Number 1 overall pick. They're not going to be Trevor Lawrence. They're not going to be Andrew Luck. They're not going to be John Elway. And that's fine. They don't need to be those guys. They just need to be at least have the potential to be a really good starting quarterback in the league and better than what I have Davis Mills. That's fine, because not everyone is an all-time great quarterback prospect. Patrick Mahomes, even though I'm not going to ever compare them to him, but Patrick Mahomes is not like some all-time great quarterback prospect, but he got drafted number 10. Went to a good system with Andy Reid. That is true. But we're bringing in the San Francisco system. We got C.J. Stroud, great, measurable, 6'3", very accurate. The only knock on him is that he played with a lot of talent at Ohio State, and Ohio State quarterbacks don't tend to always be successful. Alabama, Bryce Young, great quarterback. If he was 6'3", he'd be at a Trevor Lawrence type of, but he's 5'10". He got nerfed, and that's tough. He's under 200 pounds. That's tough. I'm taking that over Davis Mills. Because Carolina traded up number 1 for a reason. Carolina Panthers did not, if we had no really good quarterback prospect, they would not trade DJ Moore and they pick to get a trade up all the way to number 1 pick. So, obviously, these 2 are really good. Don't draft Will Levis. Don't draft him. And don't draft Will Anderson. Keep it simple. Get a quarterback. And let's develop him over a couple years. Let's see what happens. Davis Mills, you're not the guy. He can't even be my backup. I got Case Keenum now. We'll trade him to someone else. Give me a 6th round pick for him. We'll call it a day. But John, if you have an objection to that, or Maurice, if you have some type of objection, go ahead.
I mean, you saying you gave him 2 years with 2 different head coaches, right? Or is it the same head coach? What do you think of the head coach they just fired?
He's not good.
If I quote, no. Don't just say he's not good. You went on a whole rant about.
But look. But this is where it falls. This is where your thing falls short. He is not, like, I understand that. Okay, we didn't give him. Like I said, if it was Trey Lance, if it was a big time investment, then yes. But this is a 3rd round pick. If you are a 3rd round pick, you don't get a lot of shots. We don't say, even if the situation wasn't perfect for you, I'm not going to be like, okay, you're a 3rd round pick. The situation wasn't perfect, so let's give you another shot. No, we don't do that in the NFL. Like, we trying to win now. If you're the GM, you're not trying to say, okay, let's just give him another shot. He didn't prove to me anything in the limited time he played that he should be deserving of another chance.
And like I said, a perfect situation. You have to make you have to make do what you got. And so he didn't have a lot, but I mean, at the end of the day, I would go with the guy who has more upside. I'm pretty sure Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud has more upside than Davis Mills does. And at the end of the day, they'll still probably have the same record. If y'all didn't draft a quarterback and had Davis Mills, y'all probably still have the same record at the end of the day. But in your mind, at least you have more upside with you want a younger player, and he can build off that.
And you can grow with that player rather than a guy, because you can, if Davis Mills give me 6 wins or 7 wins. Okay, and it's like the same type of stuff.
We knew that. Oh yeah, we knew that already. Yeah, we knew he gonna give you 7 wins. What's next? Then how can Davis Mills improve more than 7 wins that he already has?
And then let's do it next year, and then win 7 wins, and the next year 7 wins. When we get C.J. Stroud, he may get you 7 wins, but you see the potential. He gets better. Okay, now I get 9 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, and you just keep going off of that. Like, 3rd round pick. I'm sorry, like Zach. Oh, is Zach? What do you think? Because you the only person I ain't talking. What do you think, Zach? What do you think?
I'm gonna go underrated on this one. So, how many wins do you think the Texans would win? Well, would get next year if they were to draft Stroud?
I'll say 7. Let's say 7. 7 and 9. No, 7 and 10. 7 and 10.
And if they were to go with Will Anderson, what do you think they?
And Davis Mills. Will Anderson, Michael Parsons, and maybe more, but like 5, 6.
Yeah, 5 and 12 or something like that.
Because Will Anderson, we gotta see. Because if Will Anderson, like, he comes in and then, like, if he's great, if he's an instant impact player, then yeah. But if he's like, he has to learn, and maybe he's not playing well the first couple games, and maybe he's having some tough days, he's trying to figure out everything. Then it's like, I don't know. It's like you gotta be a real impact player for that.
But even with that, you still need a quarterback to still to do anything. Because that's just like JJ Watt. JJ Watt, generational player. But that nigga had no quarterback. He didn't fucking win because you can still be a great defensive player and not win shit. Because if you need a quarterback, so after the day, it's best to get you a quarterback that you know is going to win. Like, I mean, obviously, Michael Parsons is a great player, John. I feel you about to say some crazy shit. Michael Parsons is a great player, but if Dak Prescott wasn't on that team, do you think Michael Parsons could carry on him himself?
You're going to say Cooper Rush. You're going to say Cooper Rush.
I forgot about, you're right. You do got Cooper Rush on your team.
Ball out, so, he did ball out.
Cooper Rush.
Did he not? He went, he only lost one game to the best team.
I forgot.
But do you think? But like I said, that's Micah Parsons, and we don't have the Cowboys defense. But y'all
made a lot of offseason free agents.
But they have to gel too. Y'all been gelling for years. We just started. All these new people. Y'all been gelling for years.
I'll say this then: if you put Bryce Young on the Texans team from last year with the same coach, everything, how many games will y'all win?
We could let's say we win 5 games. Let's say 5.
Realistically, you think y'all would have won 5? Okay,
because we almost beat the Chiefs and the Cowboys. We could beat one of these other stupid teams for sure. Because we've faced a lot of stupid teams, and we just Chicago because we lost Chicago.
Will Anderson with your first round pick. You guys get the first overall pick next year because y'all tank and y'all won't play.
But see, that doesn't work because the problem with that tanking, the tanking problem is. No, the tanking problem with that is that we tried that this year. The Jets tried that 1 year too. They got, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't rely on tanking when you when you're in.
But at the same time, Will Anderson is not going. So edge position, in my opinion, behind left tackle and QB is about pretty much top 3 need. So if you get Will Anderson, you already have an edge play right there. He's not going to make y'all's win column go up much more unless he's just like. I don't know, the next Ronnie Law. I don't unless he's just someone crazy. But that would still allow y'all to get y'all's new QB, who is Caleb Williams, is looked at as a generational talent. So that would be like more of a waiting game, and it'd have to have a lot of chips fall in a certain order. But it's definitely possible.
So would you rather wait for those chips to fall? Or just get the chip now that you can do? Because edge rusher could be it's easier to plug in an edge rusher, right, than to plug in a QB. I would say they're both hard positions, but I think it's easier to plug in. I mean, you can get because they have third down pass rushers that you could probably play maybe a full season that'll probably do as good. But I think getting your quarterback right now. Then waiting because again, I waited for Trevor Lawrence, and I wanted with Zach Wilson. So like that shit does not work all the time. I mean, hey, it worked for the Jaguars, it worked for them, and the reason why it didn't work because I beat the Rams, and that could always happen. That could easily happen to the Texans. I'll probably just best to go get your quarterback, and plus a new regime. They always want a fresh start anyway. Nobody really wants to have that old unless. Davis Mills was a generational. I mean, like I said, a top 3 pick before, but they want a new regimen. You want a fresh start for most times.
Oh, because that happened with Josh Rosen when the Cardinals people came in and Josh Rosen was like a top 10 pick, and they said get the F out. We got Kyler Murray now. They gave Josh Rosen no shot. They gave Josh Rosen 1 year. But look, Zach, here's another thing. Like if you're the GM and like I said, you're on fire in terms of like your seat is on fire. Like, would you say, okay, let's tank and everything has to be perfect. I have to tank, and obviously everyone going to hate me and call for me to be set on fire regardless. And I have to be a tank, and I have to get the number 1 pick when all these other teams are probably going to try to think the same thing you think and try to get Caleb Williams. What if I get the number 3 or number 4 pick? Now it looks stupid, and I could have, you know what I'm saying? And another thing, and here's how I could really burn you, because you F around, don't pick a quarterback. You have a team right behind you that definitely need a quarterback and is in your division. So if CJ Stroud falls to the Colts, which can easily happen, and now he's in Indianapolis and destroying the Texans. If you come out just beating the brakes off the Texans, they will send this GM into the sky. They're firing him. He'll never get a job again. That if I'm the GM, that don't make no sense for me to do. That tanking stuff, because there are some people who say, yeah, let's get Caleb Williams. Then why am I trying again with Davis Mills? Like, if I'm taking Gabe, I mean, what am I doing with Davis Mills? Davis Mills come win me 2 games? Like, what am I doing with Davis Mills then? Then he really need to go. You know what I'm saying? You don't take that risk. I've took that risk, and I kept waiting, and I had Brock Osweiler and all these terrible quarterbacks. I could have had some pretty decent quarterbacks available. Got all terrible quarterbacks. I had to trade picks to finally get a good quarterback, and then it turned out he might not even be that good of a person either. So it's all type of. I'm not trying to.
I would feel more comfortable if I was like, if I believed in my team to draft, like, for the 49ers. You guys are great drafters, right? Like, you got Brock Purdy in the 7th round, the Mr. Irrelevant last pick, right? I think one of the picks you got Nick Bosa, right? And I would say he's a great edge rusher that we have in the game. Probably actually the best edge rusher that. I want to see you gonna say something. Okay, never.
He's the best defensive player.
I want to see he's gonna say something. One of the best edge rusher defensive players that we have in the game right now. But like, I'm not as confident in the Texans to do that, like to get a Brock Purdy, because they haven't really done that like ever. Like even the Cowboys, imagine like you guys didn't give Dak Prescott another shot. Like, so imagine you guys went back to Tony Romo. Like after Dak Prescott Dak Prescott was like, so let's say he had the season like Davis Mills or some shit, for his rookie season.
He wouldn't get a shot.
He wouldn't even got a shot because he was a 3rd round pick, wasn't he?
He was a 4th round pick. But he proved himself immediately.
He proved himself.
And when he proved, and if you do that, then okay, then yes, we'll give you another shot. We'll give you many shots. But if you don't prove yourself for 2 years, I'm not gonna say, yeah, man, you're a 3rd round pick. Let's try again. That literally makes no sense for that GM to do.
No.
That makes literally no sense for GM.
Proving yourself in a good system, like you trying to prove yourself with a bad team. We seen what happened with the Jags when Trevor Lawrence's rookie year. With the coach they had, like you need a good coach.
But he the first pick. You're gonna get another shot. That's what I'm saying.
You need players around you. Like in the free agency, they added receivers. Who did the Texans have? Like besides Cooks, like who did like?
And the thing is, you'll tell me they have a bad team. I get it. They have a bad team, but you are you're as a 3rd round pick. You don't get a lot of opportunities. Period. We don't give you not for long league. You don't get a lot of opportunities as a 3rd round pick. When you're a 1st round overall pick, Trevor Lawrence sucked his 1st year. His 2nd year, he's gonna get all the shot. He's gonna get 2nd, 3rd, 4th chance because he's the number 1 pick. Trey Lance will get another chance. I don't know if y'all trade him. If y'all trade him, that's tough. But he may get another shot, even with the guy who made it to the NFC Championship game. He won't get another chance because the guy was the top 2 pick, top 3 pick, and he got traded. All the picks got traded for him. You're Davis Mills. You're just a run-of-the-mill 3rd round pick that we picked up because Deshaun Watson left. And then you haven't proven that, okay, even if you're on a bad team, like Maurice said, not everyone gets the perfect opportunity. That's just life. We don't get the perfect opportunity. He hasn't proven in the opportunity he's given, even in limited time, he hasn't proven what he could do. If he goes to another team and he plays really well, that's good for him. He deserves to be in the NFL. He deserves to have maybe another shot at another team, but he hasn't proven it here. Obviously, it's not good for you. There's a quarterback that has higher upside than you as a higher pick. If C.J. Stroud struggles or Bryce Young struggles, Carolina drafted Bryce Young. If we can see if C.J. Stroud struggles, then, hey, you'll get another shot. You're going to get multiple chances because you are the number 2 pick in the draft. So it sucks, Davis. I'm sorry, it sucks. You might be a really good player. It's just it didn't work, and that's fine. I'm not going to invest another year into a person when I can have a person who has higher upside. It just makes no sense, especially if I'm the GM and I'm literally on my last leg.
But he's actually played in the NFL though, so like I seen the game against the Cowboys. Like I watched the game, I seen some of his highlights with Brandon Cooks. Like he's making the throws, so I don't like where is he missing? Like what's bad about him? Then? Let me just ask you that.
I've seen him and Brandon Cooks too, and I've seen look. And I know Brandon Cooks. You did quit on me for a little bit, but I've seen him and Brandon Cooks. Davis Mills. One thing when I watch Davis Mills, it just doesn't look. There's multiple games, especially was either the Tennessee game or was one of the games. The offense was stagnant. He couldn't move the ball. He got benched for Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen is just as bad too. I don't know why we even did that with Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen is just a terrible decision maker. Was terrible. I remember there was a game we faced Chicago, and I remember I was kind of excited. I wanted to beat Chicago, and Davis Mills. We had the ball last. I was like, let me see what you could do, man. My man, he didn't throw a pick six. He threw an interception. That interception was a terrible interception. He threw that interception. I was like, damn, Davis. You can only do that so many times as a 3rd round pick. As a 1st round pick, we can live with that for now because maybe we can correct you. We'll try to correct you. But, like, it doesn't make sense to invest in something that's low like that if he hasn't proven it that he can be elite or really good as a 10, 15-year starter. Like, do you believe in does anyone here believe Davis Mills could be a 10, 15-year starter? Like the starter, not the backup, not in the league, just a 10 to 15-year starter. Do you believe that? Because if you don't believe that, why am I doing it? I'm not here to play. I'm not trying to do like run-of-the-mill people. Like, I need a franchise guy. That's what you need to win. So get you a franchise guy. If CJ Stroud ends up not working, that could happen because obviously that can happen with anybody, but it's better to take that risk and that shot than to like settle again and say, let's just try another year with Davis Mills and hope Will Anderson turn to be Lawrence Taylor or something like that. And then let's hope that we get another year with Davis Mills, and if Davis Mills wins 7 games and he proves he ain't gonna do nothing, I still won't draft Caleb Williams. I can't draft Caleb Williams. I can't do it because I'm not the number 1 pick. So either Davis Mills has to be terrible, and I'm like, of course he's terrible, and I hope that I get the first pick, or he's not terrible, but he's mid, and I get a 7th pick, and I don't have a quarterback, and I'm just stuck with mid. Why would I send myself to quarterback purgatory or hell when I can try to get a quarterback now and see what I have with him? And you're the GM, and you have 1 shot to do it. That does not make logical sense for that man to do. But if you the Texans, you may do that because you like to play with your fans. And no one going to those stupid games. I promise you ain't nobody going to them games. Y'all going to be losing money. Because all of the ticket holders going to forfeit their tickets. Y'all going to lose money immediately you do that. But that is Zach or John. I don't know if you have, you may. I don't know, John, you're gonna muster up something else to refute what I'm saying.
I mean, I do, but I'm going to agree to disagree. I just feel like you're only saying the negative part. He can also improve his 3rd year. He got a new head coach.
So you think he'll be a 10, 15-year starter in this league? Do you think so? Would you put your job on the line for Davis Mills? If you're the GM, would you put your job? I haven't
watched enough of him. I'm only going off the games I watch, but I'm also saying for like the Texans' perspective, they're not saying, "Oh, we need to move on." Like from what I've seen, the games I watched, the highlights I've seen, he didn't seem too bad. And then you getting a new head coach that can develop him. You get a new system. You got a running back that's pretty solid. You could draft some linemen or whatever, or like trade for linemen. Like there's ways to hide a bad QB. Now you can get a.
Why would I want a bad QB? Why would I want a bad QB in the first place?
Bad, but I'm saying there's ways you can hide a bad QB.
I don't want to hide that. I want to have a good one. Hiding what? 10 years from now, I'm not gonna have a good quarterback.
Okay, I don't want to say Ryan Tannehill's bad, but you know what I'm saying? Like, get you.
I don't want that.
Ryan Tannehill.
That doesn't do nothing to you. What does that do?
But that wasn't on his team.
That takes you to like the AFC Championship.
How hard is it to keep a great defense? Can you keep? Is it harder to keep a great defense for 10 years, or can I keep a great quarterback for 10 years? How hard is it?
Is he gonna get Derrick Henry as well? Is David Mills gonna have a Derrick Henry type player on his team?
I mean,
because Derrick Henry
is a running back not that nice?
That man was carrying.
But also,
I don't.
You know Derrick Henry 2,000 rushing yards. Derrick Henry.
I'm not saying he's gonna have 2,000 yards. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like.
But that's what got Ryan Tannehill to the AFC Championship. But that's how it got Ryan Tannehill to the AFC Championship was Derrick Henry.
I know, but I'm saying, who's your running back? I forgot his name.
Damian Pierce.
Pretty solid.
Damian Pierce.
I seen him play. He's pretty solid.
But he not gonna take me to the AFC Championship.
I'm not saying he's gonna take you
on
there,
his back.
Saying,
so
okay, but
get a quarterback
you can
that
lean more on your defense though. But you can lean more on your defense.
Then look at. I'm gonna tell you. I know the Seahawks. Russell Wilson is not on Seahawks no more. But when the Legion of Boom left him, the Seahawks were still a really good team winning 10, 11 games because his defense started to fall off. But they had a good quarterback. It's harder. If I have a great quarterback, it's easier to keep him for 10 years rather than a great defense because that's multiple moving parts. When they win, they're going to get paid somewhere else. They're going to move along. So I can only have a great defense usually for so long. But if I have a great quarterback, I can hold on to that for a long period of time. So I'm not going to say, let me just hide this guy and try to get a 2000 Ravens defense or a 2013 Seahawks defense. I'm going to get my guy. Maybe I can get a good defense as well. But eventually that good defense is going to disperse and go away. But that guy is going to stay there for 10 years, 10 or 15 years if he's that guy. I'm not trying to play with, settling for quarterbacks. Like, that's not the position. You can settle on a lot of things. There's a lot of places and positions you can settle. That is lit. I have tried to settle on a quarterback. I tried that approach, getting a great defense. Oh. We had the number 1 ranked defense. And think about it, we had the number 1 ranked defense in 2016. Number 1 ranked. We had Brock Osweiler, and Brock Osweiler, our defense can only take me so far. I can't beat Tom Brady with that defense because Tom Brady, even though he might have some fits every once in a while, may throw an interception or 2, Brock Osweiler going to throw 3 interceptions back and ruin my whole day. So I don't have time for mid and bad. Take a chance on a good guy who may be good and see what happens from there. It's that simple.
I feel like every year we get like good QBs. Like last year
we didn't have a good quarterback.
Besides last year.
No, we didn't have a good
every other Justin Herbert, like these guys are constantly coming in. Like I feel like if you wait another year, it's not gonna be.
Well, these are first round picks. Like they're first round picks.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you wait next year, if you think, because Jesse, you saying if they draft the lineman or whatever, what are you saying? How many games they're gonna win?
Like five or six. But that's not bad enough to
and if they draft
not get Caleb
QB,
Williams.
And if draft a QB, how many games they're gonna win?
If I draft QB, I get like 6, 7. But like I said, but you can laugh at that. But look,
we doing this for one game?
No, we doing this for long term potential. F1 game. If I get 6 wins with Davis Mills, I'm not getting an all-time quarterback the next year. So what am I doing? If I can get a quarterback who gets me 7 wins, even though he's a rookie quarterback, he's not a third-year quarterback. Like you said, it's hard to be in the NFL. It's a rookie quarterback. But if he's showing me he's throwing well, he's doing well, he has his growing pains. That's what happens when you're a rookie. But when you continuously progress, what I'm gonna get? What if I get 8 or 9 wins next year with CJ Stroud? I get 6, 7 wins again with Davis Mills. There's no progression. I'm going for upside. This is a patient game. I'm not just saying, okay, next year we got a quarterback, let's win the Super Bowl. That's more of an Aaron Rodgers Jets type of thing. That's more of I need my returns now. With this guy, I don't need my returns immediately. This is a long-term investment. Let's see what he does rookie year, see if he plays well. Okay, if he doesn't play well, let's give him the things that help him play well the next year. He has higher upside. This is not a 1-year potential. So it doesn't matter, because when you say that, it's like, well, you're going to get one more win? No, I'm getting maybe 10 more years of a quarterback who may take me somewhere rather than another year of a guy who's not going to take me anywhere. That's the whole point of the thing. There's no reason to invest in something that's already shown me that even if he had a bad situation, but like I say, you don't get perfect situations. He a 3rd round pick. We're not investing in that. I don't make no sense. If you're the GM, it literally is illogical. He can do it. If he believes that this guy, if Will Anderson is an all-time defensive player, then you know what? Then yes, go and get him. If he is if he is a Micah Parsons, J.J. Watt, Aaron Donald, super level Lawrence, if he is at that level or anywhere near, then it makes sense. I'll say, you know what? Maybe 12th pick, maybe we can pick up one of these, or maybe we could trade or do some other maneuvering list, but we got to get this guy. But since he's like just another really good defensive player, he's obviously number 1 in the thing, but he's a really good defensive prospect. But if he's not that level, it makes no sense to me. But like I said, I'm not the Texans. This could be a smoke screen, and the Colts could be throwing all this information to get him. But if he ever around go to the Colts and he whooping my ass for years, it is going to be a fireable offense from multiple people. No one is going to survive that. So that is another thing, that the team in my division is right behind me and needs a quarterback as well. They F around and mess that up, and he whoop our ass for years, it is over, period. You have lost everything. So,
but they have a better system, like offensively. I mean, they have a better running back.
I don't care if he have offensive line. I don't care if they have Lawrence
better receivers. So
if they have a better running back, then why you telling me I should get Davis Mills and he gonna take me to? They have a better running back. You talk about some Damian Pierce trying to do that Derrick Henry thing, but they got a better running back. So like, why would you even do it?
I'm not gonna say a rookie is better than a guy that's been in the league for a while. So I'm not saying he's gonna be Derrick Henry. I'm just saying if you get a solid running back, you put him around a solid team.
I need more than a solid running back. I need a 2000 Ravens.
Like, when was the last time the best running back won the champion, the Super Bowl? Like Derrick Henry's been to the AFC Championship, but he couldn't even make it. He couldn't even get past that hump because they're a quarterback. Like, you definitely need a quarterback in this league to win a championship. Because I have yet to see a running back. I don't know when the last time a running back has won Super Bowl.
Here's the last time. No, actually, that isn't. Wait. Oh,
was it Terrell Owens?
You put that in. You put that in. I don't know
Terrell
about
Owens?
that.
I mean, not Terrell Owens. Terrell
Davis. Terrell Davis. That's the last time. Terrell Davis. Yeah. 98 Broncos.
When last time a running back took a person to the Super Bowl?
97 Broncos.
That was the last time
the Broncos. Terrell Davis Broncos. Yes. That whole thing is the last time. Yeah.
We talking about a whole. What,
your birth? We were born.
Legit. My entire life since the last time.
My rebuttal to that is. You're saying the Texans are going to the Super Bowl? In 10 years, you project them to make it to the Super Bowl.
But we don't, like I said,
I'm not saying that, but you invest in a lot of. But you're investing. You're trying to invest so much into a running back. But the thing you're supposed to be investing into the most, I would say, is your quarterback. because in this league, that's what you need. Like, yes, you can like as we can see, as we seen, like running backs, another position that can be plug and play, quote unquote, that can be plug and play, but a quarterback, as we've seen, is very hard to. You can't just put a quarterback in there and they're gonna take you to the Super Bowl. It happens on rare occasions. Brock Purdy is one of those occasions, right? He could take maybe Dak Prescott. I'm not saying take him to court, but like he was put into a situation and he blossomed from it. But that doesn't happen all the time. So you gotta like I don't know when last time the Cowboys drafted a quarterback like that was like drafted a first round quarterback.
89,
that was like
1989.
Drafted a first round quarterback. Troy Aikman.
But Tony Romo undrafted and they got Dak Prescott 4th round.
Look, and not everybody blessed to be like the Cowboys. And get these quarterbacks
out
and get these franchise.
But I feel like I agree with you if he played like Zach Wilson or something. I think he played good enough to where he should get another chance. That's all I'm saying. Like if he was just like straight
he terrible, get another chance.
Then I would like say just get rid of him and move on to the next.
There's some games. Look at him against Washington. Or one of them games because when he faced you, he played well. I don't know. That's the game he played well that game, which was stupid. But a lot of other games were goodness gracious. But I understand. Look, Zach Wilson. The fact Zach Wilson might even get another shot in this league is because he's the second pick. That's the only. The fact that he make it is literally
God. Yeah, on God.
It's because he's a second pick. It's just unfortunate. He got to give me a better college tape. If you were the second pick, third pick of the draft, we would try again. You a third round pick. I didn't invest in you like that. It's not a big. That was just another. Okay, just throw it out there. Okay, let's see what we get with him. It wasn't a deep investment, so I'm not gonna say okay. He's not a deep investment. Let's put all the information in there. But look, Texans. We had this heated debate, this whole heated debate because you may be very stupid on draft day. So don't be stupid. Keep it simple. It's not hard. If Bryce Young was the only guy and then there was no other quarterback after that, go ahead. But since there's another really good quarterback prospect that exists, keep it simple. Just draft the quarterback so I don't lose my freaking mind because you're going to lose so many fans. Trust me. And you need to make money. You've been losing money the last 2 years because nobody watching them stupid players. Nobody paying, tickets through $300. Nobody paying $200-$300 to watch Davis Mills. So you better stop playing with me. I used to pay $200-$300. I'll pay that money for maybe CJ, but not Davis Mills. So we'll see what happens on draft day. And John, if we don't draft the quarterback, I know you're going to be, because even though you try and give a point for Davis Mills, I know you're going to troll the hell out of me regardless. You're going to still troll me even if we don't get that nigga. So I know it's going to be funny. You're going to still troll my ass. But it's fine. We'll see what happens. I'm going to ask one more question after that because Zach, I know you've been quiet because I know we were just going at it heated. And I don't know if what you could bring with that level of heat that we were just having just now. So I'm going to ask a question. John, you did bring up this question in a chat. I was just curious what everybody's answer would be to this. Somebody on Twitter said that Justin Jefferson was number one receiver in the NFL. John was so pissed at that, did not like that at all. Said, "What the hell are they talking about? Ain't no way number one." So I'm gonna ask y'all, who do y'all think is the number one receiver right now in the NFL?
Yeah, Justin Jefferson, dog. Yeah. Justin Jefferson is definitely probably the number one wide receiver in the NFL. He's been killing it.
I know Johnny like that answer. He say, "Oh, what the heck?"
Nah, I mean, I'm gonna go with Devontae Adams. Like, I don't know. I feel like with Justin Jefferson, he can be had. Like, it's too many games. Like you watching, he's been had. Like, I don't ever see Devontae. Like, you remember, like I think that was 2 years ago against the 49ers. Everybody knew the ball was going to him, and he still got them in field goal range. Like. When I don't think Justin Jefferson is capable of that. So for that, I'm going to go Devontae Adams, then I'll go Tyree Kill, and then I'll put him third.
Zach, what do you think? Who's the best receiver?
I would go with Justin Jefferson.
You say Adams number one?
Jamar Chase is doing pretty good, but his
Jamar Chase
was kind of slow last year, so I wouldn't give him.
You said Justin Jefferson was number one?
Yeah, I like Jamar Chase's like how he's progressing, but like he started off really slow last year. I remember because I drafted him on fantasy, I was like, dang, this dude don't do nothing till like the middle of the year. I was like, Jesus. But yeah, I'd go with Justin Jefferson.
Hey John, you got all these people saying Justin Jefferson, and you said ain't no way he could be.
I mean, I think Devontae Adams is probably the second best wide receiver. I definitely think he's the second best, and then Tyree Kill.
He is pretty unguardable.
Well, what does Jefferson do? What does he do better, like, than Adams? Or why would you pick him over Adams?
I feel like Justin Jefferson has a different change in speed than Devontae Adams would have. And I mean, Kirk Cousins and they're both playing, I would say, relatively mid quarterbacks at the same time. And I would say even their second best wide receiver is also relatively the same as well. I still probably give the nod to Justin Jefferson just because I think he has more of a game-changing speed than Devontae Adams probably will have.
I'm interested.
Then why not Tyreek Hill?
Devontae does with Jimmy Garoppolo.
I just want to go. Tyreek Hill. I don't think Tyreek Hill, like, he has the long ball, but and he can maul somebody. But I don't know his shit. I would know. I would just give it to Justin. Legit, I have no reason for Tyreek Hill, but I would just give it to Justin Jefferson over.
Zach, what'd you say? Zach?
Oh, I was just saying I'm interested to see how Devontae plays with Jimmy G.
Jimmy G, I feel you, a porn star Jimmy. I think a big reason that Justin Jefferson is seen as the number one. I think it's a matter of production. Like, NFL is a not for long type of league. I mean, I did draft Justin Jefferson in fantasy, so when he had those like really explosive games, I was becoming more biased towards Justin Jefferson over Devontae Adams because of that fact. But hey, John, you could definitely tell us, what do you believe Devontae Adams does better than Justin Jefferson?
I mean, like I was saying earlier, like, if I need a play, I'm looking at, like, when I say better, like, it's just because a receiver, you don't have to be faster. Because DeAndre Hopkins, he's probably not the fastest, but it was a year that he was the best receiver. You don't have to change direction faster. It's just, if I throw you the ball, are you going to come down with the catch? And that's what DeAndre Hopkins was able to do. And I just feel like I could depend more on Devontae Adams than I can. Like, I seen Justin Jefferson against the Cowboys defense. I don't think we stopping Devontae Adams. All right, we may slow him down, but I don't think we stop him. Like, I've seen multiple years where Trayvon Diggs just straight up locked up. Is Trayvon Diggs the best cornerback in the league? Maybe. But you shouldn't be locked up by him. That's all I'm saying. Like, especially a cornerback, the way he played, that's what I'm going based off of. Who can I depend on more? I feel like I can depend on Devontae Adams more. You know, I went against him that 1 year, and, you know, there's no way he should have got two catches. They should have been double teaming him, and then they were leaving him 1-on-1. Like, I don't know. It was just crazy. So, yeah, I'm going with Devontae Adams.
So you say he's more dependable.
Yeah, more dependable.
More than Justin Jefferson.
At the end of the day, your job is to catch the ball. So, like, if you're still able to get open, it don't matter how fast you are. Like, we see fast receivers. Hollywood Brown, like, okay, we see receivers who can run routes. Amari Cooper, best route runner in the game.
I mean, but Justin pretty good at both, though. If you mix it all together, you mix all of that together, and then have the production.
If you mix all of that together and you don't have, like, how did he do in the playoffs?
You know, it's funny. I literally forgot they made the playoffs. I literally forgot that they were even playing. They faced the Giants.
Are you having impact? Like, that's what I'm saying. And people gonna say, "Oh, it's Kirk Cousins." No, I don't want to hear that, because Kirk Cousins is the same guy that has him going off, quote unquote. So it's like you can't.
Why not Cooper Kupp? Why not Cooper Kupp? Why isn't Cooper Kupp in this conversation? The Triple Crown guy and won the Super Bowl MVP.
If he would have did it this year, then maybe. But you have to be consistent. That's all. So if you do it 1 year, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll never say a rookie is the best at any position. You have to do it for multiple years. He got
injured, though. He did get injured. He got injured, though. He did.
Okay, but that's still a part. Like, you got injured. You didn't play the whole year. So for that, I'm not gonna give it to you.
So what if Micah Parsons is the best defensive player? What if Micah Parsons was the best defensive player, and then the next year he gets hurt, and then someone else does really well? Is Micah Parsons still the best defensive player?
If Devontae Adams would have got hurt, I still probably would be saying Devontae Adams. I only seen me personally. I only seen 1 year out of Cooper Kupp. That's what I'm saying. Like, can you do it multiple years?
All-time great year though, but okay.
It was, but can you sustain
he had good years prior, but he had good years prior. But Matthew Stafford
was the best receiver
added
year, right?
He had good years, but when they added Matthew Stafford, then his Like from Jared Goff, he would get like 1,000 yards. He was still doing well. But with Matthew Stafford, he became 1,900 yards, led the league in catches, led the league in touchdowns, Super Bowl MVP. So he got him an upgraded quarterback, and then he had like top 3 receiver year.
Cooper Kupp had 1,900 yards.
Oh yeah, that one year, yeah, he had 1,900 yards. He was a Triple Crown leader. I think he was second all time receiving yards. Yeah, second all time.
That's crazy.
Okay, but see, the thing is, like, if you do something one year, now teams are like game planning for you. Like now, because no matter what year it is, people know Devontae Adams is gonna be the guy. Like a defense is gonna game plan for him. So now we look at Cooper Kupp. Defenses are gonna game plan for him now. So can he do it another year where like defense is actually focusing? Like this is the guy we need to stop. This is the X. If he was playing well. Then I guess if he would have had another 1,900 yard season, then I'll give it to him.
I don't know if he would have done.
Or at least 1,500. Or impact the game. If he would impact the game the way he did the year prior, then yes. Okay. Then you could say.
Because let's do it like this. Because he played 9 games, so he missed half the season, but he had 800 yards in those 9 games. So that's like that's a lot of yards for a full season. Obviously, he got hurt, but he would be on pace to basically do what he did. Yeah, 145 catches and 1,947 yards is freaking crazy. 145 catches. If you had Cooper Kupp that year, fantasy boy, I know they would have, because that would have been the NFL record of my man who fell off, Michael Thomas. Yeah, that's why he won. That's why he won the whole. Well, that's fine. But Michael Thomas had 149 catches. If Michael Thomas didn't exist, then this would have been the NFL record. He could have broken both NFL records. That's crazy.
And I'm glad you mentioned him. Is he fast?
Oh, man, he fell off.
At one year, no, I'm not talking about now, but I'm saying at 1 year, was he considered the best receiver in the game? Is he fast? No, he's not. Can he change directions that fast? I don't know. Actually, I really don't know. All I know is they call him Slant Boy.
Are you saying you can't? If you have 1 year of good production, you can't be the best wide receiver in the league? Is that basically what you're saying? Like you have to have multiple years of good, basically like good production, like or not just good production, like outstanding production, like 1,500 yards type shit, like more than 1,300 yards type.
No, not necessarily. Like Justin Jefferson, he like last year, Jamar Chase couldn't be the best. Consistent. But Justin Jefferson, he has multiple years. So, like, I'm not mad at people who say he's the best. He's had multiple years, so he can be in that
You threshold. Said no way. You said there's no way. He's talking about I'm not bad. He said there's no way he's the best receiver.
I'm saying no way he's the best receiver. But at the same time, like...
Oh, okay.
With his stats, I can see why people choose him. But
yeah, he's had some great 1,400 yards his rookie year, 1,600, and then 1,800? Good God. He be killing him. He came into the league with 1,400 yards. That's high. That is... very impressive for a rookie. With 3 years of over at minimum 1,400 yards receiving. Hey man, that's production. Kirk Cousins.
That means he's improving each year.
He's a good quarterback.
He's improving each year.
He can't improve no more from this.
Well, he's improving.
This gotta be his cap. 1,800 guy. Ain't no way. 14. Okay, let me go 200 more. 600. Okay, let me do 200 more. 800. Okay, one more time. 2,000. Ain't no way. We're not doing that. That would be crazy if we do that. If he gets 2,000 yards, he the best receiver. We giving it to him.
It depends on how he impact the game.
Justin Jefferson. If you get 2,000, it's him.
It depends on because stats are stats, but are you impacting the game? That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to have the better. It's not necessarily who has the better stats. It's at least in my
that's
opinion,
a part of it.
It's who has the more impact. Stats can
wins,
they come secondary,
or just
like for instance, when we look at you say wins? No, not necessarily wins. Like how is he? Because I watched him play against the Cowboys, and that's what I'm looking at. Like, how did you impact the game? You didn't impact.
But you gotta just look at the Cowboys. You gotta look at all teams. You can't look at just one team. You gotta look at him. Like you gotta compare all, because there might be a team everyone has a kryptonite.
And then I watched him in the playoffs.
I mean, what are you doing in the playoffs?
I even know who are you going into the playoffs? Tell you the truth.
You ain't
the Giants.
Oh.
But then you also Devontae Adams played well, I guess, with Derek Carr. So I'm not gonna say that he had what's the old boy name? Oh, your guy, Aaron Rodgers. Your guy. Nah, I don't know. I see his. I look at production. I do look at like winning. Also, like the Vikings are been a consistently good team, and he had that catch when he was against Buffalo. They beat Buffalo. Helpful of him. I think he had 200 yards against Buffalo. That's a really good team.
That's a really impactful play.
It's extremely impactful play and game. So he definitely produces, and he definitely doesn't against teams that are good. He just had maybe a bad game against your team, a couple bad games. But I look at production. And I look at what he does in. I mean, yeah. You can have you have same players essentially on the team, so maybe he just has bad matchups with your guys. But
I'm not saying he's a bad. I'm not saying he's a bad receiver. I still gave him top 3. That's not what I'm saying. But if we arguing the best in the league, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going off. But I'm not. Yeah, he's still top 3, I guess.
Oh, he didn't get the triple. He said, I guess he didn't get the triple count. He led the league in catches and yards, but he didn't get the touchdowns. Darn it, double crown. Darn it. Didn't get that triple crown. Darn it. He ain't the best. Tough. He should have got more touchdowns from Kirk. But, Zach, I know you're looking away from the camera, so I don't know. We talking for a long time. So, I don't want to make it too much fatigue on you. So, I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. Thank you guys for watching. This was a very fun debate. The last 2 debates were very, they definitely could be on their own type of video because they definitely were very late, especially the Texan one because I believe you tripping, but we're not going to get back into it. Hopefully y'all make the right decision. Make the right decision. Don't mess with me. Make the right decision because I'm going to leave this fan base you F up. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content such as this. We can't wait for the NFL draft, more specifically me. Zach, we'll see you day 3 for the NFL draft. Maurice, trade that pick so you can be good. And John, you're not going to pay attention, but in the next year or 2, when your player turns to a really good player, you're going to be his biggest fan. So can't wait for that. But me, keep it simple. CJ Stroud or Bryce Young if he's available, especially Bryce Young if he's available. Thank you guys for watching, and we're going to call it, and we'll see you on the next one. We're out of here. Peace.